Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trails in the Sky the Third. This is me, your host, Logic Blade, and we're back after spending the entirety of last night doing Moon Door 3. Holy crap, that was a long one. I'm sure I wasn't helping it, but nonetheless, holy crap, I wasn't expecting to spend 3 hours on Chloe's Genus Academy life. We also technically finished Chapter 3 in the previous chapter, but that was like 20 minutes of main story, and then like 2.5 hours of Moon Door stuff. So yeah, curse you, Moon Door. But we'll never have to go there again. Let's go take this other star door. Right. I still need to fight those battles off screen. I've neglected to do that, and I should really get on that. But until then, we need to bring Zin to this star door here, because he's a man who talks with his fists. Whatever the hell that means. Whatever, let's go inside. I shall grant you a memory fragment in my blessing. No worries. It's good to see you again here. I started pretty late here. I got home from work late. And I was like, do I stream now or do I just like sleep for a few hours and stream later? The option was I stream now, and that's where we are. I see. I sort of expected it would only be a matter of time before you return to the Republic. Your mind is made up then? Afraid so. I made the guys over there take care of everything without me long enough. Call an A-rank bracer's duty to his peers in society, I guess. Well, I suppose when you put it that way. I do wish you could stay here a while longer, but if that is your decision, I'll respect it. So when are you planning on returning? Well, there's no point in lingering here any longer than I have to now that I've made up my mind to leave. So honestly, I was thinking about tomorrow. Think I could ask you to arrange a ticket to Calvard for me? Well, certainly. Are you not planning to go and visit Kilika first, though? I would have thought you'd want to. That was part of the original plan, but she wouldn't have any of it. Surprise, surprise. Her stance was, if you're gonna waste time coming to see me, you used to go back to Calvard earlier and get some work done. Very well then. That doesn't sound like a position you'll be able to talk her out of. It's no big deal though. I mean, it's not like we'll never see each other again. I suppose that's very true. I'm not sure there's anything in Zemuria that could keep you two apart forever. Feels like that to me sometimes too. Well, regardless, I won't keep you any longer. So that's one ticket to Calvard for tomorrow, coming right up. Sorry, let me just get this. Yes, this is the Grantsville branch of the Bracer Guild. Ah, yes. My refrigerator is running. Yes. He's here as we speak, actually. Zin? Something up? It's Ambassador Cochrane at the Calvardian Embassy. She'd like to invite you on a hot springs trip. What? Oh shit. Zin's like, oh, hell yeah, I want to go to the hot springs. 2 days later. Oh, Zin, you dog. This place sure brings back memories. The atmosphere is so relaxing. It certainly is. Maybe because it feels so similar to our hometown. Still, Ambassador Cochrane had me going for a while. When I first heard about this whole trip, I thought it was just going to be the two of us out here. Oh my, you look almost disappointed that it isn't. I'd be happy to take my leave if I'm getting in your way of your dream date with her. I'm good, thanks. She's not someone I've ever seen as a potential partner. Besides, it's you she wants to talk to, not me. This meeting might as well not be happening if you're not here. It never takes much to put you on the defensive, does it? Is it beyond you to just play along a little? Gah! You just can't help but mess with people, can you? With you in charge of the Zeiss Guild, I'm amazed it still has any bracers left. Correction. I can't help but mess with you. I don't do this with anyone else. Would you be happy if that were true? Hell no! Oh, jeez. Ah, you've arrived. I've been waiting for you. Hey, Ambassador. Thank you for inviting us here today. Is something the matter, Zin? You seem oddly flustered. Me? I'm just fine. You're imagining things. Who could blame him, Ambassador? After all, he's a man on a hot springs trip with 2 beautiful women. That's hardly a recipe for a calm and composed mind, is it? I see a typo. Knock it off, Kilika. I suppose not. If I were a little younger, I doubt I would be able to keep my hands off him myself. Alright, I suppose that's enough joking around. We should get our dinner. Mrs. Mao is going to be making tonight's food herself by the sounds of it. This serious discussion can wait until after that. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Likewise. Oh dear. Oh boy. Zin, you've walked into a viper's den. So, there's going to be a new intelligence agency set up in Calvard, huh? That's right. It's to be known as the Rocksmith Agency. And as the name suggests, it's going to be an organization that answers directly to the president. Really now? I see. I presume that is so Parliament can't have any influence over its operations? Correct. Perhaps this new agency's biggest advantage is that it's separate from all those issues and vices. The last thing we need is an organization like this suffering from Parliament's failures to make prompt decisions or general ineptitude. Or being run in the same opaque and shady manner by a privileged few. That does sound like a good idea, I'll admit. We're never going to be able to compare to the Empire's intelligence division, or Liberal's old one if Parliament's at all involved. Oh, they get it. Democracy gets in the way of prompt decision-making. Oh no, whatever will we do? Quite. It's already difficult enough to get anything done in a nation with such a lack of unity. I guess that's just the fate of countries that take in immigrants by the truckload, though. Though honestly, I think that surprises me the most is that the president's actually being proactive for once. He's always struck me as a real conservative type, so this isn't the kind of thing I thought he'd go for. That said, given the state of the Republic right now, it's hardly surprising that he would choose to act in this way. Outside the country, we've got the threat of a rapidly expanding Erebonian Empire, while within, we have terrorists and extremists. And to make matters worse, we have the enigmatic society on the loose as well. Evidently, something has to be done, and I think he knows that as well as anyone. Indeed, in the times ahead of us, we're going to need to be able to respond flexibly to a variety of new and unforeseen threats. Alright, I think my introduction to the matter has gone on long enough. It's about time I got to the point. Oh yeah, you got something you need to specifically talk to Kilika about, right? So what position in the agency are you here to offer me? What? I love a sharp mind, Kilika. Your instincts are, of course, dead on. We think your talents would make you perfectly suited to joining the agency, and are eager for you to be a part of it. Yep. That's why you'll be offered a position of Division Chief, should you decide to join. And that's something President Rocksmith has proposed himself. Yep. Wow. What led you to being the one to bring this to Kilika anyway? A fair question, I suppose. Ordinarily, this would be a scout's work. But I've known the President on a personal level for quite some time now. So he took it upon himself to ask me to come to you personally. That makes sense. Then what's his reason for wanting me? Surely you know that without asking. Or do you want to hear it said anyway? Naturally, your masterclass Taito skills are one reason for you being selected by the President. But above all, he wants you for the exceptional analytical and information handling abilities you've shown in your position in the guild. Hey, you need all the power you can get to deal with a guy who can apparently see into the future. Those are just what the new agency is going to require if it's to succeed. Well, I can't say this doesn't all make sense to me. I'm more dumbfounded that you'd up and attempt to steal a capable member of the guild right in front of an active bracer like this. That takes some nerve. Well, I do think rather highly of you. I thought you would be able to mediate without letting such trivial matters cloud your judgment. Still, what do you think, Kilika? I'm not asking for an answer immediately, but I would like to know what's going through your mind. Well, it's certainly an interesting proposal. At the same time, I'm not sure I have any reason to accept it. But you have no reason to refuse it either. Am I right? Well, it's rare that you find it difficult to make such quick judgments, but with such a big decision to make, I can't very well fault you. I won't rush you. Take a night to think long and hard about it. It was so you could do that I booked a room here tonight. I'll ask you for your answer again tomorrow. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Of course. Kilika's just falling asleep. She doesn't want to be a spy master. Oh, and one more thing before I depart. If you ask me, remaining in your position as a simple guild receptionist just isn't going to let you use your abilities to their fullest. Well, a pleasant night to you both. Oh, sorry about that. My stupid screen went out for a second there. I mean, I guess. You wouldn't have to answer the phone all the goddamn time. Hello, Bracer Guild. Yeah, no, we're not gonna find your cat. Good luck with that. Hello, Bracer Guild. What? Someone's plotting a coup? Please, call the police, not us. You're out rather fast. Have you finished in the bath already? Fast? Seriously? I was in there for an hour. Oh. Man, it's not often I see you looking this deep in thought. I suppose you don't. I feel like I'm one step away from making a decision, but just need one last push to take it. Oh, right. Still, being here with you like this really takes me back. Hard to believe it's been 6 years now since Master Ryuga's passing. Sounds like you went on one hell of a journey between then and joining the guild, too. You could say that. Going on a journey makes it sound like something I did deliberately, though in reality, it wasn't quite as organized as that. I simply drifted from place to place, before ending up drawn to one point where I settled. Much in the way a leaf that fell from a tree ends up floating down the river. Were you able to find that answer you mentioned a while back? No, I still haven't. Still, I do feel as though I found a conclusion of sorts. What's that supposed to mean? Say, Zin, why do you think I chose to take on a non-combat position like guild receptionist to begin with? Because you didn't want to follow the same path as idiots like me and Walter? I wouldn't follow us either if I were in your shoes. Not quite, although I'm not going to deny that the two of you are idiots. Hey, that was the one part I did want you to deny. I wanted to find out the meaning of the living fist ideology my father advocated. I still believe that being able to better oneself through combat, while your opponent does the same, is a good thing in itself. And picking up girls is also a good thing. As a warrior, it's probably close to the ideal way. Still, I couldn't help but wonder why the ideology had to be based around the premise of fighting. I can certainly understand the significance of living and dying as a warrior. I can also understand how one who lived that way would have no regrets when the time to pass away came. Nothing has changed within me in regards since that day as we trained together. Yet, with Father dead and Walter gone, I couldn't help but wonder. Wonder if there was some way to make use of the living fist without having to fight. That was when I started roaming the continent in search of one. And as I roamed, I found myself face to face with countless conflicts and acts of violence, and felt powerless every time I did. That was how I came to encounter Liberal's guild. They had arrived to quell one of those conflicts. Something about their ideology, putting the safety of civilians over all else, made me feel that perhaps working under them may give me my answer. Sent all of his disciples into existential crises, Jesus Christ. One of them, ended up joining Ouroboros. One of them has a massive inferiority complex. And then you have your daughter just running around the continent like a chicken with her head cut off. So yeah, good job, Master Ryuga. You really are the worst dad. Okay, you're not the worst dad. We all know Harold Hayworth is the worst dad. Anyway, so that was what led me to start working for the guild. But even then, I wasn't able to run away from fighting completely. The nature of humanity means that as long as we exist, conflict will never cease. Instead, what's important is not blindly preaching idealism, but preaching ideals, while keeping a firm eye on the reality of how to quell conflict. Master Ryuga's words have never left me. Nor have they left me. But all the same, I've been looking away from reality all this time. Come on now. You know full well that's not actually true. When he says reality, he's not saying fighting is the be-all end-all of quelling conflict. That's not what I'm trying to say. All these years, I haven't been trying to walk on my own 2 feet. Not at all. I've just been using trying to find a new way to live by Father's living fist ideology as an excuse to stand still. All while indulging myself in the comfortable environment the guild gave me. In that sense, I must be the biggest failure of Father's students. I might not agree with the path Walter took. But he, like you, has chosen his own path and started walking forward along it. You two have been facing up the living fist ideal of Father's, and slowly reaching your own conclusions on it. In your own ways, you've been able to face up to reality. And I haven't. I've been standing still the whole time. That's the biggest load of crock I've ever heard. You've been walking forward just like we have. In what way? It's just that the path you've been walking on has been one for others, rather than yourself. That river you think you've been helplessly drifting through, you've actually been building a bridge so others can easily cross it behind you. When the road is hard, you soften the ground so your fellow guildmates have an easier trek. There's no shame in your way of the living fist. It's as true as mine and Walter's. Are you trying to comfort me? Sorry for not having a way with words. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is this, you know? As a person, you're way too strong and way too serious. And at times, it's like those two things just end up restricting you and stop you from seeing things you otherwise could. So try and relax a little, alright? Just a little. If you do, I bet you'll start seeing things you couldn't before. Say, Zin? What is it? Would you be happy if I returned to Calvard? What brought that on? It doesn't matter. Just answer the question. Okay. If I had to pick, I guess I'd rather you be back home, yeah. Why do you ask? Oh, no reason. I have decided I'm going to accept the President's proposal. What? Just because of what I said? Don't misunderstand me. All I wanted was some kind of reason to bring this journey to an end, as well as a place to make better use of my skills. And also, you know, I want to make my boyfriend happy. Kind of. Yeah, good job, Zin. It's okay. If she's in Calvard, maybe you'll have more chances to see her, which is what's really important. That was the best night's sleep I've had in quite some time. I hope the two of you enjoyed your stay as well. I know I did. I'm feeling very refreshed, thank you. Refreshed enough to feel ready to take on a new position in a new environment, even. Then, I would like to accept your offer. However, I have a condition for doing so. Oh? Name it. While I am willing to join the President's new agency, I'm not willing to stop living in line with my own beliefs. As such, if I should end up feeling the slightest doubt about how the agency itself is being run, I will do everything in my power to correct it from the inside, using any means at my disposal. If he still wants my membership after hearing that much, please tell him I accept his offer. Oh, that won't be a problem at all. I think he may well be encouraging you to take the reins. I believe he chose you expecting you fulfill that role, should it be deemed necessary. After all, you have experience in the Guild, an organization which has managed to remain neutral and independent all this time. That's no mean feat. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Also, I'll need to get things ready for my successor, so I won't be able to return to Calvard for 2 or 3 months. As such, I won't be able to start work until then. That's perfectly understandable. Well, I look forward to meeting you again in the Republic. Likewise. Sorry, Zin, you've been stripped of your A-rank bracer hood. You're back down to an F-rank bracer. Is something on your mind? Oh, I was just thinking about what you said back there. You said you'll need 2 or 3 months to get everything ready for your successor, right? Yes, I did. What of it? Well, while I'm guessing it's pretty busy over in Calvard right now, it doesn't sound as though there's anything so urgent I need to be there now. So I was thinking, maybe I could stay here for the next few months, while you get things sorted out before I head back. You can't be serious. There's no reason why you should stay around here in Liberl with me. Go back to Calvard. Oh, you don't have to be so cold. It's me, you know. Well, it's the truth. We'll end up spending enough time together whether we like it or not after I'm home. You don't need to go out of your way to make more now. Well... You win. There's no need to rush things. Zin? What are you standing there for? Oh. Sorry. You could say that before starting to walk off on your own, though. God damn it, Zin. Go home, Zin. You're drunk. That was way more reasonable. That was like, what, 15, 20 minutes? Yeah, I'm fine with that. He's been waiting 7 years. What's 7 more years? Anyway, we get the Yin Yang Quartz and 4,000 Mirror for our troubles. Anyway. I could do Sundor 1, I guess. I guess we're doing Sundor 1.
Got it!
God damn it. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Let me just, check that Olivier has all his, slots, sorted out here. He does. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna fucking, give it a... I'm gonna save first. Alright, so you need to bring Josette to this door. Here we go. Welcome to Gehenna, folks. Hey man, take care. See you next time. Time for a Sundor. Western Calvard, bordering Liberl. 2200 arch above ground level. I'm gonna do the backstory stuff, and then if I fail the minigame, I'm just gonna leave it. The massive inconvenience. Valeria Lake's visible on the other side of the mountain range, which means we're almost at the border. Right on schedule, too. Reduce our speed to 60%, Kyle. Keep our course and altitude the same. You got it. Reducing speed to 60%. Course and altitude are both good to go. Alright, we're looking good. Now all we need to do is stay this course and we'll be there in no time. Time for us to kick back and relax. Finally. Good job, guys. It's good to know we should be able to make this delivery on time, too. You're telling me. The Capua delivery service is all about trust, reliability, and happy customers. Without those, we got nothing. I still can't believe this is actually our thing now, though. Same here. None of this would have been possible if Queen Alicia hadn't pardoned us either. I don't think I've ever been as shocked as I was when I found out we were off the hook for everything. I know, right? And how she paid off her debts with her own funds. She's the reason we can keep this baby here and keep on flying. No one can take the Bobcat away from us now. Wait, she paid off their debts? Holy shit. Queen Alicia, no. Bad. How are your people going to feel if you's like, oh yeah, I helped pay off the Sky Bandits' debts to their collectors. Yeah, that's what we did. And there's nothing in this world big enough to pay off our debt to her. Damn straight. Still, least we could do is pay her back the money she used on our behalf. Yeah, at the rate we're going, we should be squared away on that front in no time. Oh? Sounds like we've got ourselves a new job to help with that. Hello, you've reached Capua Delivery Service? Yes, I see. Tomorrow morning, then? Certainly. Absolutely. Alright, we'll see you then. So I was right then. Where from? From Calvard, actually. Someone wants a small parcel delivered to Grancel. If it's Grancel, we can take care of that the day after tomorrow. Man, who would have guessed business would be booming when we started the company up? Makes sense, though. There aren't any other delivery companies out there who can offer the kind of flexibility we do. Oh yeah, speaking of the capital, I've been meaning to ask. What were you doing there in the guild this morning, Dawn? I only just remembered it, but it did have me wondering at the time. Oh, right. You've actually got a little something to do with that. I do? You see, someone sent a letter to us from over in the Empire. And here's the best part. That someone was none other than Joshua. But, really? Now there's someone we don't hear from often. I can't believe you took this long to mention it. I would have wanted to hear, like, right away. My bad. This morning was just so busy it slipped my mind. Anyway, why don't you do the honors for us and read it out loud? With pleasure. Josette excitedly took the envelope from Dawn. 1 second. I forgot how Joshua was going around the Empire right now. I wonder what he's getting up to. Yeah, or where he is in the country. It's a damn big place after all. Well, wherever he's at, I hope he's doing alright for himself. What's the holdup, Josette? You gonna read that letter or not? 7 o'clock. Antique artwork. Huh? What? That's not what it says, is it? Yes, it is. Because this isn't a letter. This is the receipt for this morning's delivery! What? No way. It's also the one that should have been given to the person we delivered to for their records. You're kidding me! I've got a real bad feeling about this. The letter from Joshua was in an envelope from the Empire. And so was the receipt from this morning. Which means... I'm so sorry, Josette. I must have gone and attached the letter to the parcel by mistake. Oh boy. Anyway, I'll get in touch with the client right away. They should still have it, so if I let them know it's ours, I should be able to get it back. You dummy! How could you go and screw something this important up? How? Do you have any idea how happy I was when I heard that Joshua had sent the letter? And then you... Josette, I really am sorry. This one's completely on me. You've got every right to be mad. Oh, it's always on you. You've always been the sloppy one, the one who makes stupid mistakes and screws everything up. It's always the rest of us who suffer for it. You know that, don't you? Yeah, I do. Hold on a minute, Josette. We still might be able to get that letter back, you know? There's no need to be that hard on him. You stay out of this! Hell, we only became Sky Bandits in the first place because of you screwing things up. If you hadn't got duped into signing that contract, things would have been different. Do you have any idea how much... Josette! I get that you're mad, but there's no need to drag that up. Dawn regrets what happens enough as it is. Besides what? No, she's right. That was all my fault. Just like this is. If I'd been smarter, instead of getting suckered in, we would have never been driven from our home. Oh. Now look what you've done. Some things are best left undiscussed, and that's definitely one of them. If it wasn't for me, we'd still be back in our ancestral home, living a life of luxury. Drinking high-class tea, playing music, getting called to fancy parties from time to time. But no, I had to go and ruin it all for us. Hey now, we got no attachment to our old lives, you know. It's all in the past. I had to get greedy and fall for the obvious trap right in front of me. Because of that, we lost everything we had, and ended up nothing with a mountain of debt in return. I lost everything our ancestors had built up, just like that. So if there's a bigger idiot out there than me, I've sure never met him. It's not like you deserve all the blame, Dawn. You might have been partly responsible, but so are we for being such naive kids. And that's not the point, Kyle. It still comes down to me at the end of the day. Come on, back me up here, Josette. What's going on? We got trouble, boss. Sir. What is it? We got one of those red ships on our tail. They were the societies, weren't they? No way. That's not good. Dawn, I got it. We can't afford to focus too much on them. Our #1 priority is protecting our cargo. We need to focus on shaking them off. Yes, sir. You hear me, lads? We got ourselves an emergency. Get ready for battle. You all got jobs to do. Do them! Bobcat, huh? You familiar with it? You could say that. I'm surprised by what I'm seeing here, though. Last I saw them, they were sky bandits, but it looks like they're running a delivery service now. Really now? Talk about simpletons. Anyway, looks like they have no interest in fighting us. Let's just leave them be. Not so fast. Have you forgotten our mission? I'd say they're the perfect target for carrying it out, wouldn't you? Wait, you're pulling my leg, right? Attacking them? We only need to test whether they operate properly today. There's no reason to actually use them in combat. Please, my comrade, you're never going to move up the ranks with that attitude. If only our target was a Royal Army ship, I'd agree with you. But it's just an isolated ship full of ex-bandits. There's no risk to be had here. Well, I suppose that's true. Besides, the 13 factories want accurate combat data. There's no way we're gonna get punished for doing this. We might even earn ourselves a nice reward. Alright, you talk a good game. But if this thing backfires, you're taking responsibility for whatever happens. Oh god. Damn it, Gilbert. Did you see it, Josette? Yeah, I saw it, but... But what? It's not alone. There's a bunch of weapons I've never seen before with it, and they're coming this way. You really want to fight, huh? Focus on firing at them at the rear to fight them off, Josette. Got it. Alright, machine gun mode enabled. Is everything in order? Yep. I'll get right to work. Welcome to hell, everyone. We're playing a shooting minigame. We're fast, we're reliable, you can always count on Capua. Here we go. I'm playing on easy, fuck this. So yeah, you've probably played shooters like this before. If you haven't, move the camera with the control stick. Shoot with the X button. Don't hold down the trigger too long, your gauge is on the right there. You don't want it to go down to 0 or you shoot way slower. Also, the accuracy is a bit weird. You want to shoot these things down as fast as possible if you can. Otherwise, you deal with this bullshit of them just getting free pot shots at you and there's nothing you can do about it. So I don't have much to say about this. I just really hate this because I'm really bad at these kind of games. The trick with shooters is to shoot for where they're going rather than where they're at, but they're really just fade into the clouds really well, so I can't see them very well. And my reflexes are god-awful to begin with, so... You can see why I hate games like this. I hate games like Prompto. Luckily on easy mode you get way more health than normal, so... Alright. I think that thing that I've been shooting for a while that I can't actually get off the goddamn screen is the, is Gilbert. So, I'm trying my best to get him dead, but... Jesus Christ, they're just dive-bombing me now. Okay, come on. Fuck. End! End for the love of Pete. Come on. Let me hit you. Alright, I've got 57 health somehow. I survived. Did I actually survive? Whew! Is that the last of them? I don't know. We can't let our guard down just yet. Josette, heat signal coming in at 4 o'clock. Can you see what it is? I'll get right on it. What is that? Looks like it's got a person in it. Whatever it is, though, it's coming this way. Alright, here's Gilbert. He's riding his Apache G. What an asshole. Huh, not bad for a bunch of silly ex-bandits. But their luck's now about to run out. After all, no one stands a chance against the almighty Gilbert. Hey, Dregnell. Yeah, man, I'm always up at this time of night. Onward, G Apache! It's time to shoot down the Bobcat! Damn it, can't shake him. Ugh, he's small but persistent. Whatever you do, don't drop our speed, Kyle. I know. Can you try and make us an opening to escape, Josette? I'll try. No, I'll do it. Okay. Now it's a matter of taking down this guy. He's a pain in the teats. Die, 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 die. Easy. Yeah, I'm playing this on easy. The thing at the bottom right's my HP. I don't know where his HP is, but, needless to say, I'm not sure how many hits this asshole needs to take before he finally goes down. Yeah, my HP is at the bottom there. I'm at 42%. I need to take this guy down before he, beats me for good here. Oh, great. Now he's firing a laser at me. And if you listen closely, you can hear his annoying voice. Jesus Christ, I hate this so much. Yeah, he's kicking my butt. This is easy mode. Can you imagine what he'd be like on normal or expert? I'm glad there isn't actually an expert difficulty. Because, yeah. Shooting games. I'm not good at them. But, I did it. I beat him. With like 10% of my health left. This is not fair and balanced. This can't be happening! How can my Giapachi be defeated? But where's the parachute? Is this it? No! This is the button to deploy the Big Victory's mine flag! No! Jesus Christ. What should we do? Should we go down and recover him? What? Forget it. I say we just leave him. Lord Campanella seems to have taken quite a liking to him. You sure? I think that's all the more reason we should leave him. You know what Lord Campanella's personality is like. He'll probably find the whole thing much more entertaining this way. I guess you're right. Well, I like his friends at least. They just leave him in the lurch. But yeah, that was a pain in the ass and a half. We did it though. Did I get him? I'll say. Best of all, it looks like he fell into Valeria Lake, so he'll be fine. That's not how that's not how crashes work. Whatever. Yeah, the society guys beat it too. Damn fine job you did there, Josette. Not for you. We'd probably be the ones swimming in the lake now. Yeah, you did great. Oh, there's no need to make that big a deal out of it. You probably could have thrown them off our tail even without my help if you had a bit more time, Kyle. And besides, it was all possible because of Dawn's leadership. Oh. What's wrong, Josette? Oh, yeah. Huh? You two still stuck on that? There's really something to said about being honest with one another. Up to it, Josette. You got something you want to say, spit it out. Right. I'm sorry, Dawn. But, you'll forgive me? After how badly I messed up? Why else would I be saying sorry to you? You don't need to make me repeat myself. Ah! What's up with you? I really am the luckiest bastard alive. Who else can say they have a younger sister as great as you? No one, that's who. Stop that, everyone can hear you. Sorry. Oh, and sorry for all that too, Kyle. And thanks. Forget it. That was all you. Is your ladyship in here? I am, but what is it? Well, when I was securing the cargo earlier after we got attacked, I found this envelope on the floor of the storeroom. I was just wondering if you had any idea what it could be. Wait. Could it be? Looks like our client didn't get a receipt or our letter this time. Man, every time I think I can't get any stupider. Anyway, it's this thing here. Roscoe handed over the envelope. It's from the Empire. This has to be it. There a problem? There was, but it's all fine now. Thanks for giving this to me. Aw, anything for you, your ladyship. Well, I'll get back to work. I'm relieved we found the letter. Lucky us, huh? So, what's written in it? Let's see. Huh. Apparently he's going to be leaving the Empire soon. He says he's in the middle of looking for someone. Oh yeah? Wonder where he's going next. Is that it, though? I figured there'd be a personal message for you in there or something. Well, there is, but it's not much. It just says not to forget to take it easy once in a while, and look after yourself. At least that shows he cares about you in his own way. There's one more thing under it, too. What's that? Ugh. This bit's from his staffer brains. There's no harm in acting tough, but it's all for nothing if you go and get yourself hurt. She can just mind her own business. Sounds like something she'd write, though. Sure is nice of them to take the time to send us a letter, huh? Anyway, that's it. Break time's over for us. Yeah, we're gonna need to get a move on if we want to make our next delivery in time. Should I speed her up then, Dawn? Yeah, we're gonna need to make up for lost time. Raise her up to 90% thrust. 2,000 selge per hour. Yes, sir. I can't believe I beat this on my first try. I remember that being annoying as hell. Even on easy mode, that was annoying as hell. So, you know, I'm just glad it's over and done with. Side story. Capua's delivery service finished. And we get the detection quartz. And Josette learns an S-craft, so all in all, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alrighty then. Let's go back to the base. Let's get our party set up, and let's actually start Chapter 4 in earnest this time. I'll be running Olivier, and you know what? Let's put Mueller in. Team Arabonia, let's go. I also want to check out if Zin is floating around here somewhere. Probably not. But in case he is, I can go bother him about stuff. And so, since we did Zin's door, we get this mention that Joshua knows about Kilika returning to the Republic here. She's doing a hell of a job. Her coworkers and subordinates are all terrified of her already. Yep, that sounds exactly like Kilika. Alright, well that's about it for interesting new things to see. Let's go ahead and warp to the end of the third plane here. Just gotta check out Olivier's equipment, get everything correct on here. The Akashic R weapon. I guess the Cosmic Gear is the best defensive stuff, so we'll put that on. And sure, why not? Let's put a Long Barrel 3 on. Live the dream. And of course, set his orbments up so you've got the best stuff possible. Why do you have an attack quartz on, Olivier? You don't attack anything. Space would be good if I had more than... There we go, Falcon Eye. That's literally just using it for its quartz. Alright. Let us go and begin Chapter 4. This time around, we aren't even in Liberal. This place is familiar if you've played Trails in the Sky 2nd chapter. If you remember the prologue, this is the local training ground. And now you can see it exactly as it should be. Now that's what I call a fine view. Well, we got a Bracer Guild emblem here, so... Clearly, this place is connected to the Bracer Guild somewhere. So yeah, we got a nice, lovely sign to look at. So apparently they've created a place that none of our current party members have ever seen before. I mean, if we had Zenart in our party, he'd probably be able to tell us about this place. And I wonder why they'd create this place in particular. Doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe we'll find out. But first, we got monsters to deal with. Some rat bastards to deal with. Ho, ho, ho. Well, they definitely look like beasts, that's for sure. Guys, I'm good at solving problems.
That's that. Let's move out.
Fights, still trivial. Heh, fleeing to fight another day, huh? They're smart little devils. Devils do seem a lot more intelligent than your average monster. Enough to make me wonder whether these are another kind of impossible fiend like the rest. I'm with you. I can't pretend to be an expert on the monsters of Le Mans, but I'm pretty sure they're not this smart. Looks like this plane is going to pose a real challenge. Here she comes. You have done well to come this far. On this plane there are 3 ordeals to overcome. If you overcome them all, the next path will open. Take this. The ghost handed them a map of the local. Be forewarned. The Lord of Phantasma's goal is your... Well, she didn't stick around long. She probably got so little power left now, it's difficult for herself to show herself to us. So it seems. It must be a frustrating thing for her to deal with. Still, she left us with a useful gift. Yeah. Kevin, open the map. Okay, it looks like the lodge in the top right's where we are now. Then there's this Battlestar channel placed to the left of it. Maybe that's the ordeal she mentioned. Or one of them, at least. She mentioned there being 3 of them. But there's only one place that could fit that description marked on the map. I wonder where the other 2 could be. From what I can see, these 2 roads lead to them. The ones that just seem to stop all of a sudden. But this plane most likely has its own rules we need to follow. If we follow those roads now, there's a big chance we'd find nothing at the end of them. Unfortunately. Well, those are the cards we've been dealt. Let's just try heading over to the Battlestar channel and see what comes of it. It's a good suggestion, but before you do, check out the lodge itself. Because you've got a stone monument inside here. Rest up if you need it. I didn't actually need it, I just did it to show it off. Check out the shop if you need it. I don't actually need to check out the shop. And make sure to barge into all these rooms, since most of them have treasure chests in them. Mine 4 for your caster. Freezing meatballs, because, hey, attack stuff. The Carnelia bracelet accessory. This one's just empty. And lastly, the Fortune Quartz, which will come in handy later. But yeah, that's all the treasures in the area. So we've got our next destination pretty well mapped out. We're going to go ahead and go to the Battlestar channel. And just like in the prologue of second chapter, you just fast travel to your locations. No walking on the roads to the next area. Sure is dark here. Still, guess can't expect much in the light from a staircase leading to an underground waterway. From what I heard, this used to be an old ruin until the Brace Guild repurposed it as a training area. You might not be able to expect much light, but I would have preferred it to be a little cooler than this. My ever-so-fashionable attire is getting covered in sweat. It is pretty damn hot. A weird rumbling sound I can hear has been bugging me for a while, too. Actually, I think we're almost at the end, so maybe it'll cool down in a second. What in the world? Huh. Well, this certainly explains the heat. Call me an optimist, but I doubt this is how this place normally is. Let's write this one off as our enemy's work. I think that's a safe assumption to make, which means we're really going to need to proceed cautiously. So, welcome to the Battlestar channel. It's changed a bit since the last time we were in here. It's now full of lava instead of sewer water. And somehow the grates and shit aren't melting at all. Oh, I don't have a cloak quartz on. Whoops. I'll do my best to speed through these fights then.
Let's move out.
I forgot I have my cloak stuff on Rias here, so can't do anything about that. I'll have to get into some random encounters. My apologies, everyone. So moving it to the left opens up that left pathway. Moving it to the right opens up the right pathway. So we want to go right first. Do my best to avoid fights. Do I lower this yet, or do I just leave it be? What do I do here? Yeah, let's lower it and see what happens. Okay, so that drops the lava level, which means we can explore more areas now that that's like that. We can also grab these heat-resistant boots. Before I do that, though, why don't I try pushing this lever to the right? And opening up this little path here. Why should I go ahead and do that? Oh, no reason. No reason at all. Anyway, you take a bit of damage when you stay inside that, hot stuff, so try not to stay in that hot stuff. Instead, pick up the treasure chests. EP charge, reviving bomb. And hitting this lever apparently summons a chest. Get Skull Pendant Plus. Did it give me another chest over here too, or is that just, No, am I just imagining things? Am I just imagining that there was supposed to be a third chest over there? Probably. Probably what that is. Oh. Oh. Okay. That's what that is. Cool. I was wondering why nothing happened. So what we want to do is actually move this to the left. So doing so causes that to appear. And apparently it just stays like that instead of needing to be, you know, kept to the left the entire time. God damn it. Wish I knew about that little nuance before doing this. But hey, what's a bit of floor damage? You can wear those heat-resistant boots we've been picking up to reduce the damage from the lava in the area. But honestly, it's just not worth it. Because here, we basically recovered all the damage from it. Alright. So that's all our business we have on the right side of the map. So now we need to go to the left side of the map. Also gives us access to this lever here. Okay, I fucked up. How do I do this? Okay, I think I just cheese it. Cheesed it. Not that I'm at all concerned about those monsters, it's just I don't like them getting turns. So crack this to the right to make that treasure chest appear. And then put it to the left so you can move forward. Because otherwise, you just get stuck here. And that's no fun for anyone. So now you can head back, grab your 4th pair of heat-resistant boots. And you can see what the guard, the guard turn bonus does. It just negates attacks.
Enjoy the show.
Really annoying, isn't it? Grab this UF pie before you leave. Learn the recipe. Move that to the left to make that treasure chest appear.
Let's end this. Not bad.
God, I wish I had my cloak quartz back. Whatever. What do you mean you want to trivialize random encounters? What kind of monster would do such a thing? Alright then. Now it's just a matter of, figuring out what I'm doing here. Move to the left to activate the treasure chest first. Move it to the right to proceed. Pick it up. It's a Dragon Tree jumpsuit for the most pursuit individuals. Some fragrant juice. And we can lower the lava level. So that helps us get around a bit easier. Alright, where to next? Ah, screw it, I'm putting the heat boots on. They don't even, like, give you defense or anything, they're just... Oh, they don't even fully absorb this shit. Never mind. I thought they were actually good. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out this map. Yeah, I want to go down here. Get the attack 4 quartz here. Let's take a quick breather. There's a star door over here. That'd be nice to grab. Grab this EP charge first. Alright. More fights. Alright, this is lever I. We want to push it to the right first. Make our last treasure chest appear in that area. And then push this to the left. That will let us proceed, but we've still got a few more treasure chests to grab before leaving. Yeah, so this guy here, the Kaiser Knuckles, is a weapon for Zin.
Let's end this. All right, what's next?
Nice of them to give me so much fire sepith. Anyway, I went through all this trouble for a fire brooch? Or a feather brooch? Really? How the hell do I get over there? Alright. Good news is I won't ever have to do that again. Bring to me the girl who entrusts her feelings to her blade. Only then shall the door open. We don't have a character like that just yet, so don't worry about it. Just keep our health well stocked. And we can move on. Stone monument here. You will probably need to restore your health and EP. And we've got ourselves a boss coming up. So, make sure you're well prepared. We're as ready as we're ever gonna be. And here we are. Annalise? It's another grimoire, not the real thing. It's like she's completely lifeless. Well, at least that means we don't need to hold back to avoid hurting her. Let's do this!
All yours.
Sure, we'll go with that. Oh no, she's beating out all our Sepith. Alright, that's one form down. That's all the flunkies down. All that's left is our fake little friend here. And she's down to her final form. Just need to pop it once and it's done.
Not bad.
Get 3 whole experience. That's living the dream. And we got ourselves a sealing stone. Whew, that wraps things up. Sure does. Probably no prize for guessing who's in this sealing stone either. Let's head back to base and let her out. So, surprise, surprise, we got Annalise in our party. And if you left before getting that chest, you'd be very, very sad. Anyway. Let's just go ahead and teleport ourselves out here. We're gonna go get Annalise back, and I think I'm gonna immediately do her door. Because, surprise, surprise, we just found her door. Ugh. And by unsealing Annalise, we open up the next area. The Sainte Croix Forest. Sorry, Sainte Croix. I need to work on my French pronunciation, I guess. Is Le Mans actually just, like, France? Who knows? Huh? Is she sleeping? Cuteness is justice. Fortune favors the cute. Keep your friends close and your plushies closer. Smart words from smart people. I don't think anyone else in history has ever said any of those things. Especially that last bit. She seems so happy, though. Yeah, I'm not sure I can bring myself to wake her up. In that case, I have a plan of my own. I shall sleep alongside her, and together we shall reach the pearled gates of Elysium, and cross into the paradise within. You're up for a nap, that can be arranged. I have a few tricks that can knock you out in no time. I'm sorry, please don't hurt me. Hey, you tried. Seems she's finally woken up. Huh? It's good to see you again, Annalise. Good morning? Have a nice dream? Sure sounded like you were. Tita, Joshua, and Chloe are gonna be the pride of my collection. But Julie and that girl over there are pretty cute, too. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, but Zin's like a big fluffy bear, so he's actually kinda nice. And Kevin's hair kinda reminds me of a sea urchin. And that's not so bad either. I don't know who bought me all these new plushies, but they're the best. She thinks we're all life-size stuffed toys. Man, how drowsy do you have to be? Aw, there's me thinking I got a bunch of amazing new plushies to add to my collection. Way to crush a girl's dreams, guys. Well, sorry for being a human being. I can't believe that's your first reaction to everything you've just been told. Sorry, I'll hop into serious mode now. I'm still having a heck of a time processing the situation, but I do know you're not lying. Besides, the proof that this is all real is right in front of my eyes. Only the real Tita can be that irresistibly cute. Well, just as long as you get it. So what are you gonna do? Would you be up for helping us investigate? Put me in, coach. I wouldn't be much of a bracer if I wasn't willing to do anything in the face of a crisis like this. Especially if it's true something happened to the local. There might be other bracers there who ended up in the same situation as me, and no way I'm turning my back on them. That's certainly a possibility. Other bracers? Really? That's a good point. We know quite a few of them, too. Well, we've overcome one ordeal. That still means we have two left on our plates. And you know the drill. Now that we've done the first, let's go back to the fourth plane and see what's changed. Right. Let the fun begin anew. So, switching out Mueller for Annalise here. Once again, we will check out our new party member's quartz setup. Looks pretty terrible for a physical-oriented party member. Let's go fix that. And also give her some equipment. Like this, the, Hokiboshi. And we still have some of these left over, so sure. And arts and arts defense up. Movement and speed down, and prevents mute. It's actually really good on your casters. Just like this is really good on your physical users who will never be casting spells for as long as they live. Like a certain party member of ours. You can also give her the super cute ribbon to make her really fast. So yeah, let's just do this. She might be awful with status effects, but damn if she isn't gonna get a million bazillion turns. Yep. And as such, we will need to make sure her orbments make her go fast. Gotta go fast. Health is fine, I guess, but, do I not have any better evade ones? It doesn't matter. This needs to be a ruby gem, though. This needs to be... That doesn't help at all. Spiritual isn't good. I mean, I guess I could have this be an Earth Elemental Quartz, but I don't want it to be. EP Cut 2, not helpful in the slightest, so... You know what? Never Missing seems fine. And this is wind locked, so we might as well make this Impede 5. There we go. That seems decent. And this could actually just be the HP 5, now that I think about it. Yeah, so Annalise is now ready for battle. We're gonna go save here. And let's see if I can do Annalise's door without sucking complete ass. Probably not. I won't ever be so lucky. But, you know, sometimes you are. Alright. This might take me a while, but let's just frickin' do it, I guess. Go ahead to Star Door 5. Hopefully I'll be lucky enough to just, you know, carry stuff over. But I didn't get to carry stuff over for the Julia fight either, which was a piece of shit. Whatever. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Welcome to the Bose Bracer Guild, everyone. Interesting. Wow, that's a surprise. Annalise! Oh, Lugerin! Is something the matter? It's not like you to walk right up to the second floor without looking at the board and sit quietly like this. You're not feeling sick from eating too much ice cream or something, are you? Don't be silly, I'm not a kid anymore, you know? Could have fooled me. I swear that you were the one who ate 3 full scoops first thing one morning, and later had to go get some stomach medicine from Spence. Maybe my memory's playing tricks on me. Ha 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 ha. Let's all pretend that never happened, okay? Besides, that was back when I was a junior bracer. That was forever ago. I learned my lesson after that, I swear. Now I never have more than 1 scoop each morning. You're not supposed to have ice cream in the morning at all, you know? Well, no matter. So, what have you been doing up here all this time, anyway? Oh, right. Well, you see, I got a letter from my pappy who lives a long ways away this morning. Really now? He's a swordsman, if I recall, isn't he? Yup, he's an instructor. He's real famous among sword practitioners, actually. Yun Ka Fai, of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade School. Ah, yeah, that's the one. I was familiar with the name even before meeting you. but I was quite surprised to find out you were his granddaughter. Didn't he used to live here in Liberl? I'm surprised you know about that. I can't say I have any memories of when he was here, though. He was around when I was born, so how could I? Not long ago, I see. So, how's he doing? Well? Judging by his letter, yeah, he's doing fine. I haven't had the chance to meet with him in person for about a year now. Last time we had the chance to spar, I felt like he was totally babying me, even though he's like 70. You really must be skilled to be treating an active bracer that way. What's with the sudden serious face? Oh, it's nothing all that major, but I've been wondering something for a while. Why do you stay here when you could join him? Sorry, I'm lost. Well, it's just that you're aiming to improve your swordsmanship, aren't you? It feels like if you have a grandfather like that, the fastest way to do that would be go with him, and polish your skills at his side. Well, I suppose it's not my place to be telling you what may or may not be best for you. Sorry, Annalise, you needn't pay any attention to an old man like me. No, that's not true at all. I really appreciate your advice, so please think it's not your place to give it. I can definitely see where you're coming from on this. I do have my reasons for being here and all, they're just a little difficult to explain. Oh? I do want to learn more about swordsmanship, and swords in general. So in that sense, you're right that continuing to train under Pappy would both be the best and fastest course of action. But that's not all I want to do with my life. I want at least as much, if not more, to know more about what it means to be a bracer. I guess it's a case of wanting to learn more about swordsmanship as a bracer, rather than as a swordsman, if that makes sense. Am I even doing a good job of explaining this? Oh, no, I think I see where you're coming from now, actually. Besides, Pappy once told me he taught me all the technical side of the swordsmanship. Forms, crafts, and that kind of stuff already. Whether I can master them or not is all down to me now. So, in that sense, I feel there's no specific need for me to train under him nowadays. Of course, whether I'm really advancing in my swordsmanship now is another issue entirely. I wish I could say for sure I was, but... I see. What's with the silent treatment all of a sudden? Oh, it's nothing. You're just not really one for these kinds of serious discussions, so I was impressed to see you were capable of them. Hey, I am so capable. Besides, you were the one who kind of pushed me into talking about all this stuff first. I'm glad I did, too. Anyway, getting back to the point. What did the letter even say, anyway? Oh, right. Well, as surprising as it is, it says that I should go and see Cassius Bright. Cassius? The one and only? Yep, that's right. Supposedly, Pappy was invited by the Royal Army to be a guest instructor at some point a long time ago. That's when he trained Cassius, too. So ever since, they've had this kind of student-master relationship with one another. Cassius even went out of his way to go and see him 10 years ago, when he decided to stop using a sword, too. 10 years ago? I would put that around when he left the army and became a bracer then. What exactly prompted him to tell you to go visit Cassius now, though? Well, I guess he only just recently found out that Cassius had returned to the army. So now he's wondering whether he might take this opportunity to take up the sword again. I gotcha. He wants you to go and ask for him. And let him know what he says, yeah. I see. People really do end up connected in the strangest places and the funniest ways. Tell me about it. Anyway, that being said, I kind of have a favor to ask. You want time off, I assume. Well, who am I to say no? You've got good cause to have it. I can even get in touch with the army and set up a meeting of Cassius if you want. Really? Really. Go along and get that truth your grandfather wants for him. But in return... In return? I want you to take care of every single one of the monster extermination requests on the board first. Every single one? Aren't there like 5 of them right now? Sure, but the monsters in this area will be no trouble for you at all as you are now. It'd be less of a problem if Grant were around, but I had to lend him over to the guild in Ruan, so he's still not back yet. You're gonna have to pick up the slack here in his place, especially if you want time off. Okay. I don't know why I decided to do that for my Lugrin voice. Now my throat hurts like hell. Ow. 3 days later. Whew, I'm finally here. Right on time, too. Okay, let's go bug Cassius. Can I help you? Well, I'm Annalise Elfeed, a bracer with the guild. I've come to meet with Brigadier General Bright. Ah, I see. I believe we've been expecting you. I'll pass on that you've arrived, then. You might have to wait a little while before you can meet with the General, though, I'm afraid. Huh? But I'm right on time. Did something throw a schedule off? Something must have. I can't pretend to know much more than you do. But the General is a very busy man, so it's not at all unusual for things like this to happen. Anyway, like I said, I'll pass on that you've arrived, but I'm gonna have to ask you to wait out here for a while. Sure, no problem. This is taking ages. I hope the meeting isn't gonna end up getting cancelled or something. I really don't want to have to come all this way for nothing. I suppose if I can't meet with Cassius, I could at least go shopping in Grancel. They should probably be getting the new lineup of stuffed toys around now. I wonder which one I should get. Maybe the bear? Or a crocodile once in a while would be nice. Excuse me, young lady. The General can meet with you now. Really? Good day, sir. Thank you. And you must be Annalise, I assume. Yes, I am. Welcome to Leyston Fortress. The General is waiting. Please, follow me. Oh, thank goodness. I seriously thought I was gonna have to wait. I was gonna have to go home without getting to see him. I'm terribly sorry for the wait. Well, please, follow me. You got it, sir. I brought your visitor, sir. Very good. You may return to your duties. Thank you, sir. I'm really sorry about the delay there, Annalise. Oh, don't be. I'm more thankful you took the time out of your busy schedule to speak with me at all. Oh, this is the least I could do for someone from my old line of work. It's been a while since we last met, though, hasn't it? You've become a seasoned veteran before I knew it. I'd certainly like to think I have. I can't have Estelle soar ahead of me while she's abroad, can I? This is just what rivals do. So they do. I'll be looking forward to seeing just how much stronger the two of you can become. You won't be disappointed. Getting to the point, I was pleased to see that old Master Kafai is still in good health. I believe it was because of him that you came here today? Yes, that's right. I didn't realize you were an acquaintance of his before this. I certainly am. In short, he's the man who taught me the way of the sword. That was over 20 years ago by this point. The first time we met was when I was back at the military academy, so I studied it under him. I still remember the harsh training sessions she gave here at Leyston like they were yesterday. Really? Is there any special reason you didn't say you knew him before? You knew I was his granddaughter, didn't you? I did. By the time I first met you, I had long given up the path of the sword. It didn't feel appropriate in my eyes to act as if I was his student in light of that. Oh, gotcha. I haven't seen him in about 10 years, I think. He does write to me on occasion, but how is he these days? Does he still have that same old vim and vigor? Yeah, he really doesn't act his age at all. Still, if you'll let me get right to the point, the reason I came here is to continue the discussion he had with you 10 years ago. Oh? To tell you the truth, Pappy still laments the fact that you left the path of the sword. That's why he wrote to me when he returned. You heard you'd returned to the army. He wondered whether you returning to the military may mean you were also ready to pick up a sword again. So this is it. He'd like to know, directly from you, how you feel. I see. Well, it's a great honor that after so many years, he still cares about an inexperienced and utterly lacking swordsman like me. And yet, I'm afraid my answer is that I still have no intention of taking up a blade again. Can I ask you why? You certainly can, but I'm not sure how to put my answer. This has always been on my mind, too. I've always wondered what would prompt someone so skilled with a sword that they even gained the title Divine Blade to just leave it all behind. And I don't mean to make light of your skill with your staff or say it's inferior. Nothing like that. It's just hard to wrap my head around why you did what you did. And there's a little part of me that can't accept it either. Especially now that you've returned to the army. Why can't you return to being a swordsman? Unless you believe that the staff is stronger than the sword after all? No, not at all. I just believe a staff to be a more fitting weapon for me as I am now. Staves are a symbol of protection, which are used more for keeping enemies at bay than cleaving through them. You say that as if all swords are good for his cutting and killing. That's not true. I fight because I want to protect things, just like you do. As a swordsman, as a bracer, and as myself. Are you telling me the swordsmanship Pappy taught me isn't going to let me do that? I'm sorry. I didn't ask for you to take time out of your day so I could come and shout at you. But I can't accept what you're saying. Up until all of what's happened here in Liberl, I never felt any doubts that swordsmanship was the right path for me. In the end, all of what happened just served to remind me of how powerless I really am. And now I feel like no matter how hard I try, I'll always be a rookie. I'll never be strong enough to do what I want to. Now I see. Perhaps this is fate. I see Master Kafai hasn't changed one bit. He's the same firecracker he always was. What do you mean? I'm afraid as I am now, I'm not able to answer the questions you're asking me. But I know someone else who can. Oh. Interesting. Well, we know one other practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style here. Is he here right now? What's he planning to do out here? I really want to know who he called, too. Ah, there you are. Are you all ready to begin? Indeed, I am. I never expected to have to wear this uniform again, though. Especially not so soon. I'd almost think you'd enjoyed messing with people. I'm not doing it to bully you. You know as well as I do, your usual work clothes aren't well suited for this kind of thing. You're Colonel Richard! I realize this may sound a little silly coming from a man wearing this uniform, but I'm no longer a colonel, young lady. Sorry. So, Mr. Richard then? Or Alan? You can call me whatever you wish, though there's no need for the mister. Meanwhile, I believe you're Annalise, a senior bracer with the guild. You know me? I'm not the former commander of the intelligence division for nothing. I know about all the bracers in this country. I see. But how did you end up being here? Actually, Richard was who I was meeting just before I spoke with you. Really? In short, I've decided to start up a new research company as a civilian. So, while I may not be part of the army anymore, I can definitely see myself continuing to need to work with it in the future. So, I decided to come here in order to discuss the matter with Cassius, in the hopes of maintaining a good relationship between us in the future. Oh, I get it now. But wait, is the person you mentioned earlier... That's right. I want the two of you to fight one another. Oh, wait a second. This is all a bit sudden, isn't it? Especially if I'm going to be fighting the famous Colonel Richard. Is that so? You don't want to know the questions to the answer... Sorry, you don't want to know the answer to the questions you asked me earlier, then. I believe any doubts you have towards swordsmanship can only be dispelled through using it. Focus not on whether you win or lose, but on pouring all that you have into the battle, and you should find the answers you seek. Alright then. I'm not sure I'll make much of an opponent, but I'll do what I can. It's not every day one has the chance to test their skills against a relative of the Eight Leaves School founder. I'm eager to see what you can do. Begin! Right. This bitch fast. Don't die. And I guess we don't get to carry over anything at all. Think you're clever? Die with honor. No, fuck you. You die with honor. Fuck, hit. Alright, so, Richard. Delay does work wonders, but basically you just want to make sure you outpace him in damage. He goes fast, so make sure your health doesn't stay below half. If it does, make sure it doesn't stay that way for long. Use your arts for healing only. Annalise obviously is not much of a... arts powerhouse, but she does have some very nice crafts for this fight. Alright, down to half. Heal by self. And we're just playing this game, basically. At this stage, I want to try and get to 200 CP. Bring his health down to about sub 4,000, I think is the mark I need to hit. But yeah, you practically need Petal Dance to keep up damage on him. Otherwise, you're in a bit of a sticky wicket. Despite the fact that it lowers your defense, your attack being raised makes up the difference. Anyway, I'm getting pretty close here. Perfect. If I didn't fuck this up, this should finish him off. Seems like Annalise is up to S-Craft by adding 2 slashes to it instead of just 1. It looks like 3,300 was the mark I needed to get him below. Anyway, it's not like the experience at this point matters. but hey, we kicked his ass. Whew. Holy crap, I did it! Well, it looks like my skills still have a lot of room for improvement. Alright, the victor is decided. Sheathe your blades. So, Annalise, how did his swordsmanship appear to you? Well, he fights using the 8-Leaf School's 5th form, Morning Moon. He's made a few changes to the standard form, but it's largely a style based around sword drawing techniques. Well, okay, I noticed a bit more than just technical details like that. And what did you notice? One thing I realized while fighting him, Richard swings his sword as if perfectly synchronized to my breathing. The second I go on the offensive, he reacts without fail. In that sense, it feels like his swordsmanship is much more defensive than offensive, I suppose. That defensive stance matches perfectly with the form he uses in combat, and the result is very natural, very powerful swordsmanship. Oh-ho! What I can't work out is why you're focused on fighting defensively to begin with. I mean, I assume it's because you want to protect something, but what? Annalise. Yeah? I wield a sword, but for one single reason. That reason is to protect this country. Oh. Everyone has at least something they wish to protect in this world. Perhaps that is a person, such as their family or loved ones. Perhaps it is a belief or an ideology that they hold dear. And just as the things we seek to protect are different, so too are the ways we choose to do it. In my case, the way I choose to protect what I care about just happens to perfectly suit the defensive swordsmanship you noticed. Although I can only imagine how comical it must sound to hear a criminal who threatened this nation talk about wanting to protect it. Well, not really. Richard, you... Please don't say anything, General. Her Majesty may have chosen to pardon me for what I did, but that doesn't make those crimes simply disappear. Still, just as your desire to protect Liberl remained after leaving the army, I can't completely turn my back on mine. It was so that I could do so that I resolved to leave the army, even. It was. You see, Annalise, to me, one's position in life is just a means to an end, a way in which to achieve whatever you wish to do. I think that's true for one's choice of weapon as well, wouldn't you agree? Well, what's important isn't what weapon you choose, but what you use it to do. What inspires you to take it up and use it to fight? The reason I chose to put my sword aside and take up a staff is those feelings had changed. That is all. So, Annalise, any more thoughts? I should just use my sword in the way that best fits me to do what I want. That's what you're trying to say, right? Sure is. You beat me to it. You're Master Coffeye's granddaughter, alright. Very quick to catch on to things. I'm just as quick at forgetting things, though, too. But I finally get where you're coming from. Really. I'm happy to hear that. Could I ask you to pass my answer on to Master Coffeye, then? Consider it done. I'm sure he'll understand. And again, would you be opposed, Richard? Not at all. I've already inherited the way of the sword itself from you. It's only right that someone else should inherit that. What are you talking about? Well, that's settled. Would you accept this, Annalise? Cassius handed Annalise the Jinnu. What's this? It's a blade I once used myself. I think it would be much happier in the hands of an active practitioner of swordsmanship than in my own at this point. Wait a second. I couldn't possibly accept this. Surely if anyone should be taking this off you, it should be Richard. Perhaps on the surface, but how things are on the surface is not what is always most important. I thought you had just learned that fact. I'm not sure the lessons I learned earlier have anything to do with this. There's no need to think about this so seriously, Annalise. All you need to do is take up this blade, and use it to do what you want to do, in the way you choose to do it. That's all anyone expects of you. To do what I want to do, in the way I choose to do it. Well, if you insist, I'd be happy to accept it. I feel I've learned a lot today from having the opportunity to face off against you. I do hope I'll have the chance again one day. So do I. You'll both have to make sure you don't neglect your training then. Of course. I wouldn't dream about giving it any less than 100%. That boss fight was way easier than Julia's, that's for sure. Really? Sounds like that was quite the fruitful experience. I can't even do it, my voice hurts too much. I'm just gonna default Luger in here, I'm sorry. I've got no voice left. It sure was. I'm guessing this was Pappy's plan all along. He knew exactly what would happen if I went to ask Cassius what I did, and that's why he asked. I must have sounded a little unsure of myself in the last letter I wrote him. I see. Like master, like pupil. Incidentally, while I hate to spring this on you before you've even had a chance to settle back in, a lot of work built up while you were away. There's even a request from the mayor, too, so I really need you to get right on it all. Well, if anything, you should be grateful. All this work will give you a chance to refine your skills with that new mindset of yours, won't it? That's one way of looking at it, sure. So, Pappy, while I bet you knew all along, it looks like Cassius has no intentions of taking up the way of the sword ever again. But thanks to seeing him, I ended up being given a chance to re-examine my own swordsmanship. Up until now, I thought it was all about getting stronger, or faster, things like that. But now, I finally realized that what's far more important than either of those things is why you take up your sword in the first place. Your feelings. I feel like I now finally understand why I was never able to defeat you, no matter how many times we fought. I might not be the best student in the world, but I'll keep giving my training all I've got. Love, Annalise. Side story, swordsmanship, finished. And we've received the Jinnu because we actually won the fight. As well as, 5,000 Mira. Turned out pretty well for us. So let's just check that sword out. It's not quite as good as what we've got now. But, for this stage of the game, it's a big improvement for Annalise, so getting that as soon as possible is really nice. It also improves your arts and arts defense a fair deal, so you can consider that as well. But yeah, that's that. As I've mentioned during that door, I've pretty much completely lost my voice. Everyone at my workplace is sick, so I'm probably at risk to catch that too. Woohoo. But yeah, I'll be signing off here. So I'd like to thank everyone who came on Twitch today to watch this episode. I'd also like to thank those of you on YouTube. If you really enjoyed this content, it'd be really helpful of you if you liked, commented, and subscribed. Every little thing you can do to get this channel more popular helps make Trails more popular, and gets more content like this out in the future. But that's enough of me blathering like an idiot. I'm gonna go to bed now. Good night, everyone, and see you next time for another episode of Trails in the Sky the Third.